We're live. Hello, all.
Let's see if we can remember how to do this.
I'm hoping.
Hope you're well, gang.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bear with us for 2 seconds while I get my screen organized.
Let's see.
I'm going to make sure I'm using the
What time is the first call?
time
Catch
not
up
on
with
there.
you.
Timestamp's not on there.
4:14. That sound about right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn the Wi-Fi off and make sure I use this.
Skip the dishes.
Pardon me. While
Guys, we
use
hope you're well. We've had a good little day.
Had a great day.
Very productive day.
One of our finest in many months, I would say.
It might actually be the most productive day we've ever had.
Relative to time spent, yes.
I think in terms of what we had planned for the day, we had our schedule.
We did it all.
We done it all, and we done it faster. Hence, we're on here a little earlier.
We're on time for a live for once, which is
That is good.
something to be said for that. Good. Connection is excellent, YouTube says.
This is good.
Not just good.
Good news.
All right.
We get the live chat going here. All righty.
Let's try to catch up a little bit at the top. I see some of the usual suspects are just
I know.
chat.
Well, it's nice to be able to identify the members through the icons.
Absolutely.
That is fantastic.
Yep. Tons of members on. Welcome, everybody. All right.
Right, let's rock and roll. Go throw one at me, Matty boy.
Gotcha.
Nice to see they're chatting amongst themselves.
I was going to say, I got to get through all that. Okay, I'm getting a question from John.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to put it up on the screen. Give me 1 second.
John's first time with us, so fantastic.
So John's first asking, do you have to be a member to ask questions? No, you definitely don't. You can ask a question. We'll answer as many as we can. We have members now, obviously, but no, we answer every. And actually, John, one of our members, sponsored your question, although we didn't have to, but it was nice of him. So John's question is about...
Distract you 1 second.
What's that? Oh, really?
I don't know what that would be. Sorry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're just having a meeting as well.
I know.
Let me put John's question up. Yep.
Yes.
So here's John's. Add to broadcast. Okay, so John has 27 P790s, dynamic gold 105 R300 standard. Tends to hit his 9 wedge and gap wedge too low.
Okay.
So he's thinking of adding some loft to those. Get some more height on the ball. Is that an idea? Is that a golf ball change is a better idea? He doesn't want to lose distance, he says, so that's tough.
Remember what we always say, though, when it comes to your higher spinning shots will fly into the green lower. Friction pulls the ball down.
Your angle of descent is less steep.
So, I mean, sometimes, John, you've kind of got to pick your poison a little bit and you know, what are you looking for? Because you can raise your a little bit, but you will probably sacrifice some spin. You might have a little excess spin, so, you know, raising the launch and getting a slightly steeper angle of descent might be beneficial to you and allow you to flight it through a slightly better window. I would say you're bang on. I'd say golf ball would be probably the first place I would experiment, get a few sleeves, and maybe, John, chime in if you can a little further down and let us know what golf ball you currently play, and we can maybe make some assumptions around the performance characteristics.
For sure. But loft is a decent. So his second part of his question was asking about the shaft, but that's probably not worthwhile.
Don't go down that route.
The
the shaft is fine.
Yep.
Even, to be honest, with regards to the loft on them. You know, I don't want in the loft because you don't want to lose distance. You've already said that too. So, you know, don't look for loft to make the ball go higher because you will start to lose distance.
Yeah, it's going to come down. It's definitely going to come down. Gotcha. All right, good question.
Good question.
All right, I'm catching up a little bit. I want to keep an eye on, like, the problem is all these icons aren't transferring. I want to put questions up, but, like, I can't see certain stuff.
Okay.
But grab one from the current time.
Just been booted out my app here. Let's see.
I got one here, if you're ready.
Go for it.
Dave is asking about the gym. Exercises specifically for the golf swing. What kind of stuff do you do gym related for golf?
Yeah,
do you think about the
transition. I transition when we get into the season. I start doing a lot more cable related stuff. I do a lot of incline stuff, so like I make sure there's a lot of wood chop going on, a lot of things like that.
Tire flip?
I've never done the old
I
tire
like a
flip.
tire flip. It's fun.
Never done
It is exhausting though.
Yeah, definitely.
You must have one of those at your gym, eh?
No, no.
Oh no?
There's
Not up at the you have like a CrossFit area.
No, there is not. To be honest, this might be a little controversial though, and the way the training for golf is trending, I don't really think weights are beneficial at all.
Heavy weights? Yeah, probably not, eh?
I really don't. One of the leading back specialists, who's actually based here in Canada, a guy called Stuart McGill, he's been on record and saying one of the biggest issues with young athletes getting injured right now is the way they train.
Really?
He said golfers are training a little too explosiveness. They should be training more like a tennis player would train for elasticity and longevity. And
makes sense.
yeah, it does make a lot of sense. I mean, you think back to, you know, the 90s and the type of players and the physiques that they had. None of them looked like they were gym rats.
They weren't big. They weren't big guys, like physically. They were fit. Some of
Yeah.
them, like Gary Player, was very fit, but he wasn't a bulky guy.
Yeah, he was probably a bit of a lone wolf at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
But in terms of, you know, you look at like a Roger Federer's physique, right? What does Roger Federer, what does he physically bring that produces that racket speed? Nothing.
Yeah.
His timing and technique, he brings that racket speed, and really no one accelerates the racket much quicker.
Yep.
So I don't honestly think people should be looking for muscle in order to gain distance.
Yeah, more just like as general fitness for good balance, good core stability,
Yeah.
prevent yourself from getting injured, and then obviously there's speed training that's not really doesn't need to be in the gym. It doesn't have to be.
Yep.
Nice, Joe. So Joe tried he got some of the new Bridgestone balls. We have some coming soon, which we're looking forward to. Good to know that it was good on your end.
What did we play at the PGA show? We played the Tiger Ball.
Yeah, not the new one though. I had some of the old ones. You had one.
I've got a few.
Oh, do you?
Of the new ones.
I didn't know you did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
We'll have to get into those.
Yeah, so I mean, interesting hearing Tiger's thoughts on it. He said he still has sort of greenside spin, actually slightly more greenside spin, but he actually feels he makes it better in the wind. He said he hits it through the wind better.
It's kind of an ideal scenario, isn't
Well,
it?
we had an interesting experience with it at the PGA show, didn't we?
Yes.
With Big Al. We were.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
We were we were doing Big Al's driver fit at the Foresight booth, and we were getting kind of mid 170s numbers and kind of as hard as he hit it, the golf ball, a lot of club head speed, a lot of compression. I didn't really feel like the golf ball that was on offer. It was just a generic golf ball that was in the bay. I didn't feel like that was any good for him. And I think it was Ronnie ran round.
Yeah, Ronnie ran and grabbed some
next
from
door
the
into Bridgestone.
So
I said to Ronnie, I said, go and see if they'll be kind enough to give you a 2-ball pack or something. Yeah. Sure enough, Ronnie the Rocket reappears with a 2-ball pack of the Tour BX.
So funny.
His Alex's ball speed went from 175. I think it peaked at 177.
Yes.
Up to 183.
Oh yeah, he was over 180.
Peaked at 187.
187. Yep.
Crazy.
He was consistently 3-4 miles an hour faster with that firmer golf ball.
Yeah.
So that was a wild scene. So no, I'm looking forward to getting that. This is new. Look at this. Member. Oh,
that's awesome.
New member. Okay, let me see if I can put that up on the screen. I didn't know that was a thing.
Members
Bear with us. No, icons and stuff. That's our new memberships, which is
that is awesome.
And apparently, we get a notification when someone signs or submitting the live stream.
That is amazing.
I'm trying to put it up on the screen, but bear with me. Question.
Okay.
I think I have it up.
Whisker's asking if the TXG tour van is heading east.
East? Where? East where?
They're currently in the garage.
Oh, here we go.
Being built.
This is from our newest member. Let's grab that.
Awesome.
It took me an hour and a half to find it.
That's all good.
First of all, welcome and thank you for joining. Mizuno JPX 919 Tours KBS Money Taper 120 stiff. Okay. -1, I'm assuming that means flat lie. Notice he has a bit of a toe down between 6 and 10 degrees.
Ooh.
Okay. So is that at a point where that is too much toe down for turf purposes?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm sure he's got the -1 for ball flight adjustment.
Yeah. When obviously the toe is that much down, you are going to start getting into issues with the toe, catching the ground a little bit. Yeah.
Too much so.
Yep, definitely. That's definitely something to work on. I think you can probably go into Larry Chung's channel, go into Larry's YouTube channel.
He'll have a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you'll probably find some really good advice for lowering the handle. The lowering the handle is what will kind of address the toe down position. It'll kind of get the sole to come through a little bit more kind of flat, but more importantly than it coming through flat, it will square the tilt of the loft.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully that helps. This is funny. Let me try to find that one.
So can you from there anymore?
Well, so it's just on this, which is fine. I'm just going to put this here because it's starting to confuse me. I just wanted to keep an eye on you because that's where that new member thing came up on the YouTube side. But I want to be able to put the questions on the screen.
Just catching up here. JP is asking, where's the pesky groove at Mikey? The pesky groove at Brush is actually attached to my bag. That was very useful out at TPI when we were doing our little wedge fit.
Yeah, you're keeping your wedges off clean.
I'm keeping those grooves. I actually think it's a great little tours. If you're out, an outdoor fit and you want to kind of keep the club faces clean to not have to second guess. I think that little groove at Brush is fantastic.
Back outside, we'll use it more.
We will. We certainly will. I love the bucket hat. What's the dog?
The dirty dog.
That's the dirty dog.
I made that.
Man.
Who's that, Jake?
I'm a dynamic gold shaft player, currently X7. I'm contemplating going to steel fiber 110 Constantweight X. What would it take fiber shaft? Goal. Well, I would say you might have a difficult transition from X7 into to with where the balance point lies. That could be like
that's a serious difference, isn't it?
Yeah. I would say there'd be a few shafts to look at before you looked at that particular one.
Right. Graphite?
Yeah, I think I would look at probably something Mitsubishi MMT 125 TX.
That new one. Yeah.
125 Tour. That would be good as well. I think, the steel fiber have a 125 gram shaft. I just wouldn't stray too far away. You're ditching a lot of weight there, and as I say, the balance point's significantly different. So I would hate to see your timing be thrown, significantly by that.
Gotcha. Just trying to check this connection. Looks a little kind of loose.
Donald C is commenting, Sam Stecker, it's nice to see it. I'm not the only picker in here. You will not be the only picker, that's for sure. I'm seeing, I don't know why the trend is this way, but I'm seeing more and more pickers and
really?
Than ever before. I'm not really too sure. Maybe it's just an awareness thing. Sometimes you get very familiar with patterns and then you start to see them more and more. But in terms of the sole design, that's what kind of makes me aware of of where some being a picker. That pre-worn leading edge versus like a V-sole from Strix, and that type of forgiveness is something I use an awful lot.
Okay, but it should be clearing up here, guys. I don't know why
we got a little lag?
The internet dropped out for a minute, but it's fine now. Just a temporary issue, hopefully. Okay. I'm going to get back to where I was, and I will take a question right now. Will we be testing Maverick and Sim to the trusty G410? Yeah, we'll do more. We did a very kind of quick test 2 weeks ago while we were in Orlando. That's up on the channel now. You can see we threw the Cobra in there as well.
Yep. That was our kind of 4 to try. Obviously, we need to add Titleist in the mix with that. And
yeah, we need to throw Titleist. Mizuno needs to get thrown
Mizuno, yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot more of that stuff to come. We're by no means are we done. We did some more head-to-heads today. If
We've done some
curious.
good tests today. Yeah, we done. We let it give it away.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
We done Maverick versus Epic Flash, both Sub-Zero heads.
Yep.
And we done Cobra F9 versus Speed Zone. That was another really good one. Yeah, it was a bit of
Those were the two head-to-heads that we did today.
Yeah.
We got a few more to do. We'll have Mizuno to do, head-to-heads. I think we'll do standard Maverick and standard Epic Flash at some point as well, because that's a different head shape. But
you want to share the
I'll grab it.
This one was good. This one was very, very good. Interesting question for you here, Matty boy.
Okay.
Is the Maverick Sub-Zero more fade biased than the standard?
Oh, then the standard Maverick.
Yeah.
More fade biased.
From what you hit today, you'd have to say yes, wouldn't you?
It's definitely more fade biased than even the Epic Flash Sub-Zero.
Yeah, we found, even with the weight in the toe on Epic Flash, we found that the Maverick Sub-Zero was a little bit more, if you call it, stable in the face or resistant to twisting.
Yep, it did well in that case for sure.
Very good.
That's from KC. So this is what we did today. Shaft that most people will recognize.
Yeah. Diamana D Plus, 60 TX, the Tiger.
The Tiger
driver.
So we did some Tiger action today.
Yeah. So we basically talked through Tiger specs. We built his driver, and then we took it onto a pretty special hole.
Yeah.
And we done a little test.
That was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
A very special hole, actually. One of the most special.
Had an interesting walk en route to the green.
That's right. Yeah. A memorable walk. TaylorMade putter, our thoughts. Our only thoughts are what you've seen on the video today. That's the only time we've got a chance to try it. That was at the Kingdom.
It's been a while since, since I remember kind of doing that. It was 2 months ago.
It's been 2 months, yeah. So if you watched that video, that was our initial reaction. I mean, I thought it seemed promising enough. The numbers implied that it was worth kind of pursuing. Whether you can get over the look or not is kind of up to you, but
trust technology is not something that really we can debate. It
does work.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're going to stabilize the anchor point, you obviously you're going to provide more stability to the club face.
Yeah, 100%.
That's not really up for debate, guys. That's a fact. That's a tried and tested way to build many things from a structural integrity standpoint. So
not just golf clubs, right?
Yeah, and like you say, though, it's going to be, how is it accepted in the marketplace, and the other parts of that. Can you stand the look of it? But
yeah. I mean, as I tried to put in our Instagram story and even on the video, what it looks like at address, it's kind of difficult to explain. It really, it hides it well. Like I'm not going to say it's invisible.
Yeah.
Because the light hits it a little bit differently. But the reality is you aren't really aware of that kind of interesting shape at address. So it's worth a shot.
Yep.
It's definitely worth a shot. There you go. That's for you.
What's that one?
From the Whisker.
Oh, at what time should we bring me on for a fit? Can you
Done
recommend?
the Young Man's College Fund. Thanks, Whisker.
Thanks, Whisker. Yep. We're still oohing and ahhing over the little man.
I forget he's only, what's he, a month old?
He is, yeah, he's six weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's hard for me to believe that
It's
he's 6
been
weeks,
that long.
but I had him swim yesterday, so when he was first born, his favourite place to sit was literally like just lying down across my legs, so just looking up.
Yeah.
So like his feet would just kind of touch my tummy. I mean, now his legs are literally up my chest.
When he's sitting there.
He's literally stretched
grown
that
like
much. It's
that
wild.
much.
He's grown out all his initial clothes, and so thank you for asking, Whisker. It's much appreciated.
Let's take, speaking of Whisker, let's take 2 minutes.
Yep.
And let's just chat about this membership thing. Because I know people are seeing all these badges and stuff and they're probably wondering what's going on.
Good point.
What is that? Hold on, speaking of which, what is that?
What's what?
Oh, just a thank you from the Deuce.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, the badges that you're seeing, anyone with that little purple badge is a guy holding a golf flag. Those are YouTube members.
When I first started seeing comments on the videos,
You're wondering what that was?
like, what is this?
Don't you work here? I sent them to you.
Not in the loop.
You were in the loop. You want me to show you the message? I said, look at these.
That is hilarious.
Anyway, so that's what that is. Custom emojis are on there. You'll notice some ones that you can't normally get. The membership thing, if you're interested, is basically just a way, it's mostly a way for us to do online fits. That's the goal of it, because obviously there's a million questions a day come to the info account. Your Instagram DMs, even I get them, and people should know I don't know anything about fitting to that degree. But it's a way mostly for us to do online fittings, so that's what the higher tiers are for. But the lower tiers, like the badges and the emojis, are for fun. Like those are good for a laugh, obviously, and it's just nice to see like kind of the regulars on there with those.
Honestly, I'm dying laughing.
These
at
are
all
hilarious.
These emojis.
I can't believe you haven't seen some of these.
I don't know where.
Water ball.
Yeah.
So we will get that in a second. Here, I'll go through them. The interesting one is my favorite. Interesting.
I know.
Bucket hat was literally just for Whisker.
It's just for Whisker.
Fireball was requested by Sean, I think. Sean,
Right,
correct me if
okay.
I'm wrong, but I made that for them.
What's that one?
Just a heart with a golf ball in it.
That guy?
That's a water ball. So I figured
Oh,
that one's
wow.
basically if something sucks,
Yeah.
you can put that up. If something is good, you might use one of these, maybe a trophy. That's a hole-in-one.
Hilarious.
And a little golf. And of course the dirty dog.
The dirty dog's the
Dirty
best.
dog is the best. So I think I have 11 made, and every time we get another 10 members, I think I get to make one more.
That's so fun.
As you can imagine, over time, I'll just completely go nuts with it. And then anyway, sorry, and a little bit more on those. The silver tier, we're doing stuff like, we've done kind of like member chats, like you're going to do some, I'll do some, Mikey's going to do some. They're basically a live stream without the video portion that we kind of interact with people. So that's kind of the member exclusive thing. We'll put out some videos ahead of time, a little bit of early access, but the reality is, it's, you know, we're still offering all our videos for free. So don't think don't think anything's going away. It's just a bonus. Like, we know that people, you know, want to get more involved, which we're happy to see. And so I just wanted to make something that kind of lets everyone do that.
Absolutely.
And that is the scoop.
Yeah, it's been nice. I've had a few people emailing in already on the top tier stuff, and emailing into that inbox, which comes personally to me, which is nice. So kind of I send out instructions with what I need in order to give you guys good information in terms of what will be helpful. So yeah, it's like you said, Matty, it's our way of being able to connect with you guys and add value when we know that not everyone's going to be able to come and see us.
Exactly. It's a great remote fitting option. It's also just a great question to ask yourself or the fitting team, or even me if there's something I can answer, just like a personal question. Of course, we're going to make sure we get to it.
I'm not going to be happy unless someone can ask a question just in emojis.
So I need to make another 40 emojis.
There has to be
tell a story.
some way, and then we have to be able to go, okay, that means that, and that.
That's the best.
And then we can actually answer. It's like our own little language.
I think it's a board game that does that now.
It's hilarious.
So Solomon's asking, how do I become a YouTube member?
Yeah, I've seen that question a few times.
So what you do is on any of the watch pages, so if you're watching one of our videos, there's usually a little join button right there-ish, just beside the subscribe button. Sometimes when you're on a mobile device, it's not there. Don't ask me why, it's a YouTube thing, but you can always go to our channel homepage, which is youtube.com/TXG Tour Experience Golf. It's right there. So, and if that didn't work for you, just leave us a comment and I'll walk you through it later. But the join button is how you do it. Let me get that one there. Yeah, sorry. Oh, let's do this first.
Okay.
Do we have the new Mizuno woods in to fit? Not yet. They're on their way though, right?
Yeah.
The ST200s.
We
got our initial testing stuff, guys, but we do not have the fit heads yet. So keep an eye on the Instagram page, though. We'll certainly announce when they're out. I just want to get this. Did we get this?
No, we have not.
Let's get this from Joe. Joe is asking, okay, if I decrease the loft on an iron, does that close the face a bit?
No.
But it does what to the offset? More.
If you, what is it he wants to?
So a 56-degree wedge to 55, does that change?
So strengthening adds a little offset.
Adds a bit of offset, and it would take a degree of bounce away.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. Yeah, there's no real opening and closing per se.
But offset is the good question. We were literally just talking about that just earlier today. Chris Baker has a question. Chris, course, is a 4.7. He's looking at the HMBs to replace his Apexes, good irons. Are they considered in the same league?
Yeah. I would say so, yeah, definitely.
I would imagine, to be honest, those HMBs would probably feel a little bit softer.
Yep. Yeah, they will be. I
Would
think
be my guess.
there's probably going to be a little bit of a difference in the acoustics, the cup face on Apex, and the kind of speed off those. They're pretty quick.
They're
and
quick iron,
could
right?
potentially be considered clicky, but I think that's attributed to the technology and obviously thinning out the face.
For sure. I mean, but his only concern seems to be like, would the HMBs be shorter or less forgiving? I would say probably not.
Yeah.
They're probably in the same kind of forgiveness window.
Yeah.
Sole width is very similar. I think that would be a good little transition, Chris. Those HMBs.
Good
are
iron. The
nice.
HMB.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, I'm adding this. It only took me an hour to find it. There it is. New member. New member alert. Better late than never, but thank you for joining.
Thank you very much.
I don't know why it took me so. I wish this would like shout those out so I could just click them. I have a word with this software company. Put that on my list. Okay, I just want to catch up on all.
We're skipping over. Let's see.
So Michael's going for a little iron test. What are 3 cavity back players' irons? Ooh, that are a must try.
Cavity back players irons. I mean, if you're really talking players irons, we're talking 785 Strixon. We're talking
Maybe Ian's irons.
T100s are gorgeous. I would say P760 if you do want a little more help in the long stuff.
I do like those.
Really like MP20 MMC. Really think that's a really good iron. I know Mikey was really enjoying his down at the PGA show.
They looked awfully good too.
There's 4.
4, even more than you asked for.
There you go.
Another new member. Bryce.
Bryce, welcome.
Bryce, welcome, pal. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Enjoy those. Go nuts on those emojis. Literally, just please spam that with emojis right now. It'll make my day. I should put that's a good question. I can get that after though. What about twist face? I feel like that's a hot topic.
Still,
I know.
isn't it?
I don't think it's going to go away. All right. 5 wedge setup. I play courses around that are, on the shorter end. Obviously, Joe hits it very far. Currently has a 4 iron and a 4 hybrid, same distance. I think what he's asking, is he better off loading up the low end of the bag, or the high end of the bag there with wedges for someone that hits it that far and plays a course that's not overly long? That's kind of what I've done. I added an extra wedge and I took my 3 iron out because I never use it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joe, get together with a fitter who can maybe a fitter who has almost a kind of a background as a player to the point where they can really help you strategize, because there's not too many times that I've ever really kind of said to someone that they need 5 wedges.
You think that's too much?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what would Joe miss out on going 50, 55, 60 with a versatile, grind on the 60 to the point where it was easy enough to open it.
Seems like it's just a distance gapping thing. So if he was able to just fit one partial shot in there,
I know it
then you'd be
just
good, right?
I never like loft to be the crutch for a lack of shots around the green to the point where you can manipulate the length and speed of your swing.
Totally
I know some people do, but if you look at what kind of the best players do, they won't top load the bags with too many wedges just so they can make full swings at it.
Yep. Good point.
Sure, there's some courses where a 64 might fall into some people's bag, but I mean, even the best players, the most skilled players in the world who can control the bottom of their arc, it's very few of them that ever do it, isn't it?
It's true. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yep. So you'd say probably go, would you say 50, 55, 60 instead?
Yeah, I'd probably say 50, 55, 60 would be a really nice blend. I personally play 50, 54, 60.
Right. It just depends on the shots you're used to hitting, right?
That's it. I like the yardages of all those, and for me, I'm always looking at the versatility of the grinds in order to always have a little bit more bounce in the sand wedge, a little bit less in the 60, so that in Joe's case, if I need to open it, I can.
Oh, okay.
So that's always for me what I look for.
Is that what you and Vokey were talking about a bit?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Joe, watch that video if you haven't seen it, because those guys were going pretty into that exact kind of thing. Wedge Selection. This is from Sean. Sean, it was good to meet you too, bud. Met lots of people at the show. It was awesome. It was really, really cool.
It was wild to meet so many of the people who watched the channel.
And yeah, lots of people came up to us. Chatted with at least 20 different people, which was fun.
Yep. Yeah, it was cool.
It was very cool. We were kind of camped out at the Foresight booth, so we were easy to find if anyone wanted to know where we were. What is Ian always drinking? He is drinking an energy drink. I usually am doing the same, but at the moment I'm having a protein shake.
Yep.
But yeah.
If it's not tea, it's an energy
drink.
drink.
If it's orange or pink, it's probably some kind of an energy drink. Right. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Do you want to take a more recent one? Because I'm still back a fair ways. Let's take this really quick. Most interesting 2020 golf shaft goes to.
Most interesting. The most interesting in 2020 is a 2019 golf shaft.
Yes.
It's how many people are putting Ventus in play. Isn't
so
it?
Crazy, isn't it?
Everyone and their dog is a Ventus.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to just put them.
Honestly.
I'm going to shim them into my irons.
Or are they going to make irons?
No. I mean, with the amount of success that they've had, they might.
So many people on tour. It's so true. There's tons of tour guys.
Definitely.
Too. Not that that's the ultimate for.
And let's clear something up. The Ventus that comes in the Sim driver is not a Ventus that we carry in the shop here at TXG.
And the difference is
Velocore.
Okay, and that is basically the whole point of the shaft is the stability.
If you go back to our videos with Alex D last year at the PGA show,
2019,
we went through. They really felt like. Ventus was a breakthrough for them from a stability standpoint, and Velocore was really the core of that.
The core
of the core. It was
so good.
That's it. And when you take away the secret sauce, what are you left with?
You're left with a shaft that's probably fine, but it's not the same. Yeah. Let's be honest, it's not the same.
It looks like a Ventus, it sounds like a Ventus, but it's not a Ventus.
You heard it here first. Aloha. Wish I was still there. Zachary. This is an interesting question.
Switch into a 4 hybrid, but
okay.
High club speed player. But I'm a high club speed player.
So probably someone that needs to manage the flight, not too spinny.
Yep.
What are some favorites?
Well, we have to kind of join the trend and look at Sim.
Sim is hot as hell right now.
Yeah, the amount of tour players that are looking at putting Sim in the bag is quite incredible.
Sim Max, I guess technically it's called.
Yeah.
I keep calling it, but there is no regular Sim. There's just the Max.
Just the Max. VSOL technology, but it's how clean the lines are on it. There's kind of no offset. The top line transitions so nicely into the hosel, and there's obviously very little right to left. These players would not be putting it in the bag if it was a kind of hook machine.
Not one of them would want that.
No.
You know who needs a Sim hybrid?
Me.
You need to get rid of that hybrid, please. I don't want to see that thing again. You know the shot you hit that you really didn't like? You hit 2 shots with that X-Hot in Florida, and you're kind of like, those are kind of spinny. I didn't like that shot. I'm thinking like, okay, so maybe you're going to get rid of it now. Because before you'd be like, I can't hit anything as good as this hybrid. Get rid of it.
My golf in Orlando was rough. But as soon as I saw one swing down at TPI, I'm like, oh geez.
You're like, I know what I
got to go and do some work.
To your credit, though, you did hit some good drives down there. You had some nice fades. Yeah. I think when you focused on hitting a bit of a cut, your ball flight looked really good.
When I turned that Sim driver from 9 down to 7.
That was interesting.
That was...
on what tee was that?
Wasn't that crazy?
You're just like, I'm going to put this down to 7 degrees.
10. Hole 10. I think it
that's
was,
right. We were standing on the,
Because I hadn't driven it very well in the front 9. Like some okay, but I kind of was floating them up a little bit.
They were
and I'm
high.
like,
They were very high.
This is not meant to do this.
I don't know how the hell you even hit that thing so high.
Well, to be honest,
Barely
it's
a
always
man.
a sign for me though that I'm swinging bad.
Right.
If I can handle really low loft, I'm
It's not a
swinging
good thing.
badly.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, at least you know what to watch for, right? Oh, good. We got that from Michael. Michael, we got this. You received 4 recommendations for the price of 3 recommendations. Tom, appreciate that, bud. Yep, the tour response video was interesting. So I do think that is going to be a Project A replacement. I agree with that. Or at least that's who it's for, that same category. So we don't have them coming in yet, but I did ask as soon as possible if we can get some in the shop to hit some.
Who did we do a video with? What was it?
Mike Fox.
Mike Fox.
I thought he did a great job.
Mike was awesome. Even his presentation the day before was to the group was great.
I thought he did a very good job.
He was really sharp, and yeah, I think that ball is unique. Like he said, there literally won't be a ball with that much loaded into it really kind of anywhere else, in their opinion.
Yeah, at that price point. I
at
mean,
that price point,
there is no other urethane ball at that price point right now.
I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of direct-to-consumer brands that are offering that, but
different.
Again, you kind of get into the argument about, the quality control potentially and things like that. The things that are, potentially argued that they may struggle with.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff that you may not see in testing.
Yeah.
But it's either way, I think it's an interesting thing. I like to see that category at least appearing for major companies, because the reality is it's going to feed into every other brand and it's going to trickle down. So it'll just make a good ball more affordable, which can't be a bad thing.
Yeah. Matt,
this is reminding me, I really want to get new irons before the winter's over.
After you've just had your best ever round with your irons.
I'm not giving
Did you see the pause there?
I'm not giving the irons any credit. The irons were just, they were along for the ride. No, I'll fondly remember them always, but I want.
Yeah, it's time to move on.
I'm just sick of people being like, oh, I love the TXG channel, and then they're like talking equipment, and they'll be like, oh, what irons do you have? And I'll tell them, they're like, oh no, I have newer irons than you. I'll be like, okay, great. I feel like I'm dated.
I always think though it's a badge of honor to be holding on to something that works.
I'm not, okay, and I've said this to many people. They're like, are you going to get new irons? Are you going to get new this? And I would say, this equipment is very good, fitted nicely to me. I don't need anything new. It's just fun, and it's fun to do it for the channel and stuff, and people like to watch it. So yeah, I'm going to get new irons. Not that I really need them, but I've got my eye on a few things.
What have you, let's give the guys the short list.
It'll be, I will test T100s, even though I don't know if we should really have matching irons, but I'll let it happen if they work. I'll definitely test the new Strixons, because I did like them. I did find them a little kind of low spin for me though, but I'm a little bummed about there's no Mizuno cavity, but I'll get over it. I do want to test Titleist CBs too. I think that might be a sneaky one for me. What else is good? Maybe those new Mira irons. I will look at those also. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. There's too much good stuff, too much candy.
There's a lot. There is a lot.
We'll take a gander. Couple things I saw here about AVX. Yes, we have the new AVX office, so you will see, probably next week we'll get to that AVX. We also have that left dash Pro V1X. We'll do a few with that.
Yep.
So ball testing probably next week.
You've not got time.
I don't have timestamps, no.
Alfred, if it's cutting out a lot, pal.
Oh, sorry, that was like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're good.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There's nothing.
No, it's okay. No, there was for sure. It's hopefully has been fixed. Lots of questions about Big Al. Big Al was a beauty. We had a blast. We had an absolute blast.
Such a genuinely
He's a really
good guy.
Got along. We both got along with him really well.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun with him. A couple good videos.
He could join the team in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. So
he's part of the team already.
He really seems to be. Yeah. I think he's going to come out hopefully in September.
Yeah.
To Toronto. We got to go to Australia at some point. Just in general.
Trace will love that one.
I know. Hey, Tracy. Well, maybe wait till your boy's a little older.
I know.
Maybe when he's not less than 4 months old.
Take him with us. Boys trip.
Yeah, great. Mikey can change diapers. All right.
There's some chat here quad stuff. So GC Hawk versus GC Quad.
Yep.
GC Hawk is not ready yet. Everyone's kind of worried about it missing data. It's just because it's not ready yet. They are showcasing the club delivery metrics. Obviously, we know it's been getting sort of ball flight metrics for the last year or so. So it's going to be awesome. I mean, we're going to change over, pretty much change over every beta GC Hawks.
I can see it happening for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, it's a no-brainer for us to get cables off the floor, to get technology off the floor and place it above to the point where it's you know, universal.
I used it at Richmond Hill the other day because they just got a couple. I didn't use the club delivery thing, as you were saying, so I can't speak to that. But playing a round of golf, we played a round of golf at Spyglass.
No-brainer.
It was hilarious. It was like, you just, no thought, just enjoy yourself, play golf. I'm left-handed, my buddy's right-handed, Big Al, different Big Al. And it's a great machine. I'm sure I can see it being in here eventually. John, Cleveland HB Launcher Turbo, yes. They are just to my right.
Are they?
Yeah, so you know what we need to do? Let's, well, fuck, I mean, I have enough shafts. Take one of my driver shafts. Let's reshaft one because they're not interchangeable.
Bonded,
I just don't want to test it. They came with 46-inch stock, whatever. I don't think we'd be doing it any justice with that. Ronnie will try some too because the Zexio stuff is coming in.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that Zexio stuff. I mean,
Me too.
I said that in the video with Jeff Brunsky about that. Now, I wasn't just saying it because it was with Jeff. I'm genuinely excited about trying the Zexio stuff.
Yeah, Ronnie's going to love that.
It's going to be really good.
Nick Longo, welcome, bud.
Welcome, Nick. Good to have you on board, my man.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Love it. Spam those emojis, please.
I know.
Go insane. Someone asked, I know you answered this a million times. Your UK recommendation for fitting is Jason.
Yep, J-Mac. Well, Jason McNiven does a great job at Golf Principles. I think James and Simon do a phenomenal job at Precision.
We met them at, I met them at.
Yep.
So they're a good option.
The boys are brilliant.
Are they in a different part of the UK?
No, very close. Just outside London.
Good. Well, that's good. Two options.
I remember the first time I ever. Actually, I don't think I've ever told the boys this. I was young at the time. I hadn't got into the industry yet, and I was looking for a club fitting, and I literally was looking around, and they were really the only ones I could find online that done a good job. So I reached out over email, said I was coming down from Scotland, and I think it was James, I think it was, who, and he was like, no worries, we'll come and pick you up at the airport.
What?
We'll bring you down for the day, we'll go through the full kind of fit with you, and we'll drop you back at the airport, whenever your flight is, or your hotel, or whatever it is. And they were so nice. This was years and years ago.
Jeez. So just good guys.
Just obviously. Great guys. And then every time we see them at the show, one thing is, this is actually, we're going to draw a line in the sand here and say, if we are not playing with those boys at the PGA show next year at Acroday, Gav, if you're watching, we're not playing.
I know.
The boys aren't coming.
I love it.
We want to be playing with those guys.
Plus
Horley and
Horley,
Horley and the lad we had dinner with.
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
Marcus.
It's either Marcus or something very close. Apologies. It's a Norwegian name, and I didn't want to screw it up. But he's also a beauty. Good. Brian Robinson is asking about the Cobra Speed Zone Extreme driver. Yes, we were very impressed. We did some more testing with the regular Speed Zone today. We did hit it against F9. I will not spoil the video, but yes, very good driver. Very, very good. Getting a lot of Rick Shield did the truss putter. Don't think that I particularly care about that, but
did he say he hated it?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet.
Did he not?
Let's not even bother. I'm not sure. I don't think he tried it on Quintic in the lab, though. That would be my guess. If someone said they hated how it looks, I think that's fair enough. You may not enjoy how it looks. I don't know how you could hate it, though. Comments about Arcos, yes. If we were in outdoor season right now, yes, we'd be testing with it all the time. But obviously, we just had the one chance at the PGA show. It was awesome. I'm glad we got a chance to share that with everybody. Marius.
That was annoying me. That was terrible.
I had Marcus in my mind also. That's terrible.
Terrible.
Marius gave me a ride home from dinner and I didn't even get his name wrong. He is a nice guy. Good guy. Yeah, he wants to get into coaching and stuff. I think that may be a name you see. Or sorry, he is in coaching. He wants to get into the YouTube space in coaching, which is cool. This is driving me nuts. I'm going to minimize this. My eyeballs. There's too many things. There's just too much going on. Are we going to fit Mark Crossfield? Maybe.
Yeah.
He is open to it. I know he wants to come to Toronto. Haven't finalized dates, but yeah, he wants to come.
Nice guy. We hung with him.
We spent some time with him at the show. It was
a couple hours at the show.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
Nice lad.
Yeah. So we had some back and forth. We're going to do some more of those videos that we did the low spin driver one. So we have more of that stuff coming.
Yeah, we have 2 more to do. A couple of really good topics, which I think obviously I didn't know how the video would play out on the last one, but it was largely us. I thought it would be a small piece of us and a larger part of Mark, but it was good. But I'm really curious to get his take on the coaching.
The next one, and that's I think our video will be a little bit shorter this time, so that he has more time to.
I think that'll be great. I think
so. Coaching and fitting, like basically how do they mesh? That's the next topic. So
that'll be good.
We'll have to discuss what we want to do for that. Maybe I can hit some right-handed top shots again, for old time's sake.
I know.
Okay.
He's seen that one a lot about any traction with Peter Finch. We chatted a little bit online. I'm not really sure what sort of Peter's up to. He said he'd be interested in coming to Toronto, so he obviously has an invite anytime he wants to come. I told him come in the summer and come and come see a Blue Jays game and go to TFC and play some of the great courses around here. Love to have him in and help him with his equipment. I know he has ambitions as a player, so.
I don't think he's not going to come. I think just the timing of it. I know he's doing this whole series on his channel. I can understand he's probably planned it all, and so I don't think he wanted to just stop that entirely and then just.
What's his series he's doing?
He's doing like a Build My Bag series, so I think he wants interaction from his fan base, which is great. So I don't think he wanted to be like, oh, okay, I'll scrap that and just come to Toronto. I know. Fair enough. So when he comes, hopefully maybe next year, we're looking forward to it.
Content is content.
Yeah, you've got to stick with your plan if you got it. Laid out in advance. Anthony, we did a couple last year. We'll do some more this year, definitely. It's never going to be a thing we do every week, but a couple times a year or so. Little encore special. We will definitely keep doing that. We want to do more where that gets integrated with quad on the course, Arcos on the course. So we have plans for more of those, but we have to do it our way.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. That's a good question, because I know what you're going to say. Somebody with a descending / negative angle of attack, so you're hitting down with the driver, low launch, high spin. What is your recommendation? Because I know a new shaft is not your recommendation.
It's normally not the answer, and is normally a bit of a waste of money. Because ultimately how the shaft performs is it's not going to. It's as likely, and the chances are you'll probably lean towards a shaft that is stiffer, that is more tip stiff, in order to try and lower the flight, because that's what we're led to believe happens when you get into that. The reality is, for a lot of people, the stiffer the tip section, actually, the higher it goes. So it depends on how the sort of deflection works with the shaft. So I'd rather you loaded the shaft and had it unloading as it's coming into the ball, so working in trail into lead deflection, creating energy as you go. The first thing you do is you pick the appropriate head. So you obviously look at loft, you look at head design, you look at CG. I mean, I think if you go to the recent video on Mark Crossfield's channel where we talk about low spin drivers,
that's a good example,
you could probably go in there and spend 5-10 minutes just in our little explanation on low spin drivers and who they're for and what they do, and you'll probably get the answer.
It'll apply.
Yeah, very much so. So there's
of the new 3 woods, probably the Sim is the highest launch, lowest spin in terms of like separating those two. The Maverick Sub-Zero was good. It was easy to launch, but the spin was nice and low. That new Mizuno 3-wood is not the lowest spin, but they have...
On 3-woods, I think it's...
Oh, sorry, that's
it's
with
not the
driver.
yeah. But I think literally head characteristics are going to be your main source.
Sounds good. Dustin's asking about fairway wood fittings, high speed but low spin player, needed more spin. Okay, yeah, sounds like me. Will you be seeing more fittings? I can tell you that any fitting that has anything to do with that, if it's for a 3-wood or a hybrid, you'll see that from me anyway, because whenever we do a fit for me, I always say the same thing. I never want less spin. So yeah, keep an eye for that kind of thing. We'll get other players in. I'm not sure if they'll fit that exact profile, but...
Dustin, probably you're one of the guys that looks out for when we fit.
Yeah, he would probably fit into me pretty well.
You know, it's a lot of people. I had a lot of people tell me recently, actually, like I love watching Matt's fits because I'm a similar speed and all that sort of stuff.
Right, gotcha. Oh, Mikey.
There's young Michael. Hope you're feeling a little bit better, pal. He's got the coronavirus.
Don't start a national panic. Oakville will be shut down.
I know, I had to spend 4 hours next to him on a plane on the way back from California.
Can't believe you're alive.
Hacking up his lungs.
Poor guy. That's a nightmare.
Give Mikey the dirty dog emoji.
I should. Hey, Mikey, do you have access? You are a dirty dog. We have not tested Jumbo Max grips yet.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, we should get those.
I would like to do that. I think that would be a pretty cool one. I want to actually do a pretty deep dive in the channel into things like Jumbo Max and really taking the hands out of it and putting as well. And see, we had some good discussions with Paul Hurrian down at the show about the influence these bigger grips have on face rotation.
Yeah, that was interesting. That
was good, wasn't it?
That was really interesting.
So
we're due for that on putting and full swing.
It was good stuff. Yeah. I know. I said that we are due a day on the putting green.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We should do that in the near future.
Very near future.
From Truth of the Matter. Driver shaft, swing speed, 107 inside path. Okay, low spin player. It's a bit tough.
I hate to say it. I'm going to turn around and close my eyes with a dart and throw it at the wall behind me.
What could I find?
Let me see. So the likelihood that you've somewhat found yourself in the right spot, so a driver shaft for a swing speed of 107, inside path and a low spin player, so probably get the face closed and losing a little bit. It's 107. If it's a TrackMan 107, you're a GC Quad 110, which is a right in the fence between stiff and X.
Gotcha.
So he's right in a tough spot. So depends what you need more of. Do you need more sort of stability? Do you need a little bit more activity? I would say something like a graphite design DI6X untipped. There you go.
Love it. Love it. Quick shout out for some new members. So Jason Ueda,
Awesome.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Jason, welcome.
Thank you for joining. And then Dustin just bumped himself up to the silver.
What a man.
Wonderful decision. Just absolutely fantastic.
What a man. Yeah, I mean, we're really excited, I think, to really build upon the membership platform.
It's really got a
YouTube.
nice so far. I'm enjoying it.
We struggled with Patreon in the sense of, interaction was low, and we obviously when you were putting some great stuff on there.
I know.
And then it would generate, a few comments and it wasn't the intention.
No.
We wanted that to be a community the way this is a community. Anytime we do a Q&A, if you look
exactly.
at the amount of people that
Tons
we
of
get
people,
and
right?
the amount of conversations, and you guys talk amongst yourselves, that's the best way that's what we want.
And it was no one's fault except, to be honest with you, the software it just didn't make sense. It didn't notify people the way it should have. It was on a separate app. And it just didn't make sense. So this is light years better already. I mean, we've literally done it for like 2 weeks, and I already know it's better, which is a good sign. And as far as I'm concerned, we're really just kind of getting started.
And we've got a lot of good sort of feedback from our team with regards to participating and
so
being,
good. So Cam's already started.
Yeah, I saw that.
A couple members will probably have interacted with Cam this weekend. So he's been on top of it, which is great. I want to get Mikey doing some kind of build specials, maybe some chats, get people a little more educated on builds, and I know he likes kind of chatting with people, so it's great. It's really good. We're loving it so far.
Yeah.
Harold wants us to grab this, and we will. The twist face. So I think the way we answered this when it first came out was like, it's really hard to test it unless you robot tested it. You'd have to robot test a twist face driver and a non-twist face driver. Not only that, it would literally have to be the exact same driver build, one with a normal face, and one with. So I don't even know if it's testable in the right setting. I do think they've improved it this year. It looks less severe, in my opinion. I don't find I hit shots anymore with the sim that I look up and just go like, what the hell was that? I don't see that as much. So for whatever that's worth, I think it's going the right direction. Now, is it like the be all and end all? I don't know. I don't know enough to say whether it will stay long term. I'm not sure. What do you think?
I mean, well, so to go into Harold's question, is twist face and TaylorMade really working? If you tilt the direction of the club face,
Right.
you're going to impact the start line of the golf ball.
Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of people are thinking like twist face is a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. It's just an alternative to conventional bulge and roll.
Right.
So, I definitely couldn't call it a gimmick. I've actually had a little bit of a back and forward with Tomo on with regards to how much bulge and roll is on twist face.
Okay.
About the kind of actual measurement in inches. So it's actually that's how they measure it. So it's 12.5 inches of bulge and roll on obviously tilted. And that's a good amount. So in terms of affecting the start line, yeah, it will do.
Yeah, for sure.
Have we seen it significantly change players' driving? Not significantly. I don't think it's something where we've seen. Now, is it an incremental technology that is, as part of other things? I think we might be seeing the best of it this year with Sim.
This is the best version of it.
Or whether we're seeing the best, or is the way they've sort of influenced the MY, is that just more important
good point.
than twist face? All these things, we don't really have the technology to test things like that. We would need to robot test to the point where we could isolate strike points on conventional heads with bulge or conventional bulge and roll and standard heads and heads with twist face. I know there's a couple of companies who have done that out in Korea at the Korean Institute of Sport.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I don't think that there's any significant game-changing data to show that it's going to really change your game.
It's a feature. But it's not the full deal. Good. All right. That's a good question. Coming from the UK for a fit, which many do. How long would you stay before the clubs? So you ship the clubs once someone returns home. Someone wouldn't wait here for their clubs. That wouldn't make sense.
Wouldn't really make sense.
So you'd head home and then you get shipped to your doorstep?
Yeah.
But usually people come for what, 2-3 days kind of thing?
Normally it's about 2 or 3 days, turn it into a kind of long weekend, maybe come in into town with the better half. And
I mean, you could spend a week here easily. If you came in the summer, if you wanted to play golf and stuff.
People do that a lot. And I think we're very fortunate in the sense of Toronto is such a destination.
It's a great city.
That, a lot of people want to travel here, so, we get the benefit of that.
You always forget living here, but it is one of the top tourist destinations in North America. It's crazy.
I think it's one of the best cities in the world. If you haven't been, you should definitely
That's
come.
nice from Rob.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob. Thank you, my man.
Nice of you, pal.
Yep.
JP's killing me. I can't put the actual emojis up, but like you can see on your guys' live chat, those are all the TXG emojis. I love that. How can I avoid hitting you in the water and get more hole-in-ones to be a dirty dog like the boys? Interesting question. Will I get golf bag help, or do I need a golf cart to the course, or just to start? Love it.
That's awesome.
As requested. And Joe's throwing a bunch of those in there as well. I love it. I got to talk to this live stream company. If they can make those emojis appear where I can put them on the screen, my life will be complete. My life will be complete.
What's Bryce to appear from M6? Do you think?
Bryce.
Guys, last year TZ6 M5, I put that shaft in the sim.
So refit the shaft.
Yeah, you want to probably come in and take a little look and make sure there isn't a slightly better configuration Like we saw in the Tiger, you know, analysis of his video. His M5 and his sim were set up very differently.
That's true. Yeah, and then how that pairs with that shaft may be a bit different.
Yep.
Especially he's going regular sim from M6. So those are different for sure. If it was sim max, I can say maybe they'd be the same, but good.
Oh, good.
Thoughts on T100S?
Good, actually. This week in Oceanside down at TPI, they look good. I'm curious, telling the boys, I'm curious to take a set of T100s and bend them weak in order to take a little offset off them.
I really think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I really like my T100s. At times when I had them outdoors, I probably saw the flight maybe was a touch softer than I'm used to.
Okay. So you wanted a little more heat on
Maybe
there?
a little bit more.
Coming from your irons, that make those 765s are a little more.
And I'd been playing Strixon irons for quite a while, so it was a bit different for me.
A set of those are coming, Lefty, and everyone that's curious. So I think we'll basically do a session with Ian I think they're sending us, even if it's only a 6-iron, we'll do a set specifically about what Ian just said, basically fitting to see if he's going to change to those.
I would rather take an iron and bend it one weak than bend it one strong.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I end up with the same thing. I really like that. I mean, if you want to hit a draw, I can understand it, but I think both of us want to kind of neutralize it a bit, and getting rid of all that offset just makes a lot of sense. I had one ready. Oh no, we answered that about the Hawk.
Keep going there by Drake. If you had to pick Callaway and TaylorMade staff deal this year, what would you pick?
Interesting.
Write it down on a piece of paper and
I know. And reveal.
Who would you pick this year?
That's tough.
It is tough. Okay, in the woods, who's edging who in your mind? Is Sim edging Maverick?
Man, it's hard to say.
You hit both 3-woods great.
Oh, the 3-woods are both really good. I don't think there's any. You'd have a hard time picking the 3-wood.
You've hit Maverick standard in Orlando might be one of the best flights I've ever seen you hit. Yep. Your sim numbers with 10.5 sim are probably the best I've ever seen. Yes. Getting that launch up a little bit, but keeping the spin down, retaining good speed.
True. It's hard to beat. I mean, it's hard to beat.
I don't know if I'd make the decision in the woods because there is no bad decision.
No. Either, I agree with that. Both of them, the woods are. I would give the hybrid maybe to TaylorMade though. Yeah. Personally.
Sure, I would as well.
I thought the Maverick hybrid, it just wasn't a player shape that I would play. But
okay, so that's maybe a little nudge towards TaylorMade in that sense. And then irons, what irons would you play? Apex Pro or X Forge?
Are Apex Pro still current?
You still get it was
X Forge still current?
It? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind those. I mean, I would if TaylorMade made the P750s in left hand, I would play those in a combo set maybe with.
I think. Do you remember when we were talking to Matt down at the Kingdom? He was like, there'll be an iron coming that you two boys will just love.
Oh, that's right. Later this year, right? Like fall or something.
Yeah. So
why don't we'll reserve our answer, Drake, for that. I do think the irons is where it gets a little. They both have nice.
I'm guessing Drake is an assistant pro somewhere, and he has the option to go Callaway or TaylorMade. Dude, it's hard, man.
It's tough.
I think irons, I'd personally play 760s.
I like the 760s, yeah, it's true.
But I would play Callaway wedges over TaylorMade wedges.
I agree.
And I would also play an Odyssey putter over a TaylorMade putter. So
would you? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So the answer is we're not even going to answer your question, apparently. That's a hard.
Depends. I mean,
it's so many different things.
The short game stuff, I personally feel like you might have some great options with Callaway. I would towards me.
It's hard to go wrong either way.
Hard to say.
Very, very true. We should probably start wrapping.
Yeah, probably 10 minutes.
Let me start to grab a few of the. Ooh.
Lucas, hello from Denmark. You love our channel, we love you.
Hello.
Thank you. Hey, Linz. How are you?
Good. You? Oh, this is hilarious. So the behind-the-scenes video. I'll tell the story. Did you didn't see it?
No.
I made a little video from the show just of like some of our behind the scenes stuff. So there's, you know, remember on, I think it's 10 at Acra Day, we were hitting that par 5.
I did see that, and the boys are doing the...
So those guys all work at True Spec, in case anyone's curious. Anyway, they're really funny guys. They were, I do think in fairness, the 4 left and the 4 right, I think they actually were accurate. Now, they weren't going to hit anyone, but those golf balls were not hit straight.
We made a
So
nice
funny.
birdie, though.
We did make birdie.
We made a nice birdie in that hole.
It was funny. That was a good day.
Who was it you that drive down? Somebody crushed a drive down on 10.
Yeah, it was. There's
it
2
Brandon?
there's 2 holes that look almost the same. I can't remember. One Brandon hammered one, and one I hit a good one. I can't remember
Brandon
which
hit
was.
it so far down, the one you're thinking of, that we had, you boys were hitting pitch and wedge in. Brandon flew the green with a pitch and wedge for his second shot.
Yeah, what hole is that?
That was like, that was somewhere else. At the
Yeah,
back
he
nine.
hit like a 370 yard drive.
375 yard drive. And we ended up hitting in like little flippy short irons. And we made the easiest 3 of all time.
Easy.
To the point where we were like, oh, that's a nice bird. Turns out it was an eagle.
We forgot it was an eagle.
Because literally Brandon had hit it so far down there, it was
forgot about that.
ridiculous.
Yeah. What's that about? Oh, it's hilarious.
There is still a lot of people ask about those super speed
Seriously.
golfs.
You should never have made that video because now you're like for life.
Cursed to that
You're gonna be a grandfather. Ian, you still doing that super speed?
Actually,
No.
at that point, I might start. Gonna need it.
I wanted to give someone a member welcome, but I lost it.
Will we show the guys the game changer of the day?
What's that?
The old Hypervolt.
Oh yeah, where's that thing?
Let's get that.
I don't think I've ever seen you more excited in my life.
That thing is world class.
This is the main contributor towards my neck being
If anyone
cured.
is curious at how good these massage guns are, this thing is unfrickin' believable.
They are good.
All different brands are available, but this is the
Yeah,
one that
whatever brand you want, they work awfully well.
This
for your
thing
aches.
is an absolute game changer.
It really is. Loosened cup something fierce.
Phenomenal. So Brandon had never seen it.
It's the best.
Brandon had never seen one before, and so he was kind of curious, and Matty's working
Welcome,
his neck
Ryan.
out and stuff like that. And next thing we know, Brandon's kind of disappeared
I'm like, where'd Brandon go?
around the side of the reception, and he's kind of out his neck and he's like, what is this thing? Yeah, just wait.
It's great. I mean, it doesn't. If you really get in there where you need to, it doesn't feel nice, but afterwards it feels
Yeah, it's amazing.
quite nice.
It is amazing.
Quite
Lots
nice.
of comments on Rick Shields not liking
There
the
he is.
trust
Oh,
fund.
Rick
There's
was
the man.
here.
So, I mean, the thing is, all these things are subjective, aren't they? I mean, you know, to one person's eye, I mean, I don't think when any of us seen the look of trust, you know, from the back, we were all, what is that? But then from above, it was obviously a little bit more acceptable. But
It says mainly the center shaft the one he didn't like.
it's interesting. I have my issues with centre.
Yeah, you're not a
putters.
center-shafted
I'm not
fan
a
either, but-
centre shafted fan at all. And they're the ones that they think are the most stable at TaylorMade is the centre shaft.
With the way that now works, yeah.
I just think there's. I mean, I've probably said this a million times. I just think there's these things have cycles, and you know there'll be another version of it that probably people like a lot more. They're going to take the feedback from it, and they're probably going to put it on
To see what happens. The first version they made, so I would imagine that it is only developed for if it gets decent response. I'm trying to wrap up. Trying to see if I.
We probably get 6 or 7 minutes.
Okay. Oh, I got distance. Hanma XP1.
Nice, congratulations.
That's a nice little win.
Any in-depth thoughts on it?
Other than a quick test. That was the only time we got to test it. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, XP1 is okay. I've done more TR20
Did you guys get that in already?
Well, you hit it no, was it Rick that hit it?
Oh, sorry. No, I hit it too.
No, you hit it as well. Well, we hit it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Mikey and I hit it.
Oh, you did? Okay,
we
that's
hit it
right, because you went to Honda. Yeah, yeah.
So we hit the 460 and the 440 head in California. I really. There are bold claims coming out of Honda HQ about how quick that thing is. They had Kevin Chappell in, I believe, testing it. They had obviously just missed. Justin Rose had been in.
Oh, really?
They just missed them. So they're pretty bullish about how quick that is.
I mean, I'm looking forward to. I only hit XP1. You're right. Rick hit TR20 because they didn't have lefties at the show.
Got it.
But yeah, we'll test. I think both of them are promising.
The Bandit is in the house.
I'm just gonna give him a shout out. The Bandit.
Where have you been?
He's been around. He told me that he was gonna make sure he woke up on time. Seems like he was oversleep. There's another. That's what I was like. Welcome. Welcome, Mike. And there's one more in there, and if I apologize, but username MULAC047. Welcome to you also.
Welcome all the new members.
Assuming that's not your real name, but that's okay. All right, a couple more. Oh,
the bromance is up. Bandit and the Whisker.
Love it.
What are our thoughts on
even roll putters?
Great, really good putters. Yeah, I mean, I think they're some of the cleanest.
They look good. They do. Yeah, I like some of their new models too. They've got some
great technology. I tell you, Garen Reif is one of the really cool cats to talk to about technology. He's actually just had a new grip passed by the USGA, which he told me about. It's not quite ready for coming out yet, but it will be really interesting for certain types of people. Can't kind of give too much away about it, but he's someone who's been in the game for so long, to see that they still have the drive to do new things and innovate and that type of thing
That's a good point.
It's pretty inspiring.
Charles is asking for someone with fast swing but a low launch. What are your suggestions for raising your launch angle, peak height, things like that?
You want to try and deliver more loft.
Right.
You want to try and see if you can, get a little bit less, shag coming into impact. So a great way to do that, get yourself on a. So about hitting on an upslope, and if you just have the shaft leaning too far forward, you're just going to drill the head into the slope. So try and with the slope to the point where you can retain more. Obviously, weight shift is a big one as well, so not to shift too much into the lead side will also be very good. That's another reason hitting on a slope is good.
Good advice. Batting it for sleep.
I know.
So funny.
Andy's just laughing.
I don't know if I answered this from Joe or not. Joe, I don't think I answered this yet. Any difference in forgiveness and stability between the standard Maverick versus the Sub-Zero with the heavy weight in the back? Okay. We haven't tested that specifically, but we did test the Sub-Zero with the heavy weight in the back.
Very stable.
I thought it was very stable. Now, whether it's more stable than the standard, I'm not sure, but it made it quite stable, I thought.
Yep. Jerry would be embarrassed to game the trust.
Sounds like you're not the only one, Jerry.
Well, there's been a lot more wacky.
Well, the funny Dwayne, who we did the session, really good.
Fantastic.
He said there's just as many people who look at a spider and go like, I would never use a spider. Now everyone uses a spider, myself included, and tons of tour players.
What happens if Jason Day, Dustin, and John Rahm decide that they want to trade their spiders in, and Dustin loves his blade, so he wants. Basically, it was designed for Dustin.
Yes, that's what Dwayne said.
Right, so the Trust was designed for Dustin because he puts the best with a spider where he has all the MOI and he has more stability, but he defaults to a blade because that's just what he likes. So how do you integrate the mild blade, and that's one way to try to do it. So,
gotcha.
I think it's a worthy concept.
I agree.
And who knows where it goes? Let's embrace it for now.
It's basically day one, right?
It's not going to be the finished model, that's for sure. Not with the amount of smart minds that there are in that's for sure.
Trying to find. Welcome. All right, let's take 1 to 2 more.
Let's.
Our Bandit, you are joking because you must have seen that this already exists.
On, Bandit.
You must be joking.
You must be still asleep.
It's in there, Bandit. Promise you.
Matt made it specially.
I literally made it for you and Whisker.
Whisker and yourself.
Alec, thank you.
So a couple of contests we've got coming up. We love a giveaway on the TXG channel. So when we were doing it, they kindly, we were given some credit for the gallery in Encinitas. So we went in and done a little shopping, but not for ourselves. We done some shopping for you guys. So we grabbed some head covers, some hats, I think we got a T-shirt. We grabbed one of the sort of hole covers, so it's basically the perfect size of a whole putting cup. Basically,
putting cup, yeah.
So you throw it down if there's too many people in the putting green. So we grabbed a bunch of Scotty goodies. We're going to give that away.
Love it. Still have stuff from Aldala. We have a custom Aldala hat you can't buy.
T-shirt. Did we get a water bottle?
That may be still in the rental car. I can't remember. I don't remember if I brought that on.
Well, we got some stuff.
There's some nice stuff.
Plus, we have some nice goodies.
And Acra shafts, a bunch.
We have,
There's a new. Are we allowed to talk about that or no?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, there's a new Acra shaft. Yeah. We have a couple of them. I'm not going to use mine, and Ian's not going to use his, so we're going to give them away.
We are going to give.
These are the next emojis from Joe. Elvis hair for Larry. Yeah. Teabag for Ian. Perfect. Golden arches for me. If I can do that without getting sued by McDonald's, I will.
That might be a tough goal.
I'll make a modified one, Joe. I'll make a hamburger of some description. Okay, we are.
Upside down golden arch.
We serve hamburgers. Okay, guys, if we've missed your question, I really apologize. No, sorry. What did I do?
I don't know. The Bandit was asking for.
Oh God.
Something.
Well, okay, yeah, I've seen a bit of that. That's when the internet. There was some theories as to why.
Jesus.
Yeah, if we've missed your question this time, guys, I apologize. I know we haven't done this in forever. That's probably why there's so many.
Yeah, we need a team for when we do this. We need questions coming at us thick and fast. We
did okay considering. Oh, Hudson.
Well, thank you. As I say,
welcome to the team, pal.
We've probably missed a few people who have joined us tonight, and
if we have, I apologize.
Really appreciate
that.
But
we'll be chatting with you soon either way.
Yeah, a lot of SST pure questions tonight.
Do you want to speak on that?
Sure,
go for it.
We don't currently offer it.
Okay.
We're looking into.
Okay.
We're looking into it as a possibility for TXG.
Alec, welcome.
So there's different opinions on the value of it out there. Okay. There's some in-house testing by SST that will show some good value. There's some independent testers that will say there's maybe not so much in it. Yep. There's a lot of people who say, well, if you're using the best products available in the marketplace, it needs it less. A lot of people say that sometimes some of the more inconsistent shafts can really benefit from that type of thing. So there's a lot of
moving pieces with that.
A lot of moving pieces, yeah.
It's not a simple yes or no.
Well, stabilizing the shaft on a plane, on the stable plane, is good and good, but the shaft doesn't just move on a plane. The shaft moves on multiple planes.
Right.
So there's kind of, as you say, lots of moving parts going.
This has been asked a million times. I apologize, we haven't gotten to it. Personal launch monitors. I know you guys want to see it.
Well, I'll be honest. We can see. I haven't seen one I like yet.
Yeah. So the only one that we haven't even looked at is that Mevo Plus. That's the one that keeps getting asked.
Yeah.
So far, nothing.
I'm still hearing that the spin numbers are a little dodgy on them. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure, guys, if we're going to get one in or not. I won't make any promises, but we'll see.
Bandit Baker, your thoughts on Mark Crossfield being sacked by TaylorMade? I don't know if he was sacked, was he? I certainly don't think he was.
As far as we understand, he's basically doing a year with each manufacturer. Ian did the same thing when he was a club professional years ago, basically just to learn from the best of each company. That's our understanding of it.
I think Bandit will.
The general Bandit, he's a great guy, but in his defense, I believe that is the story. Sorry, there's Drake's What are you saying? Thanks for nothing. We
Good
deserve it.
calling and play either.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing, boys.
Oh, you're welcome for nothing.
You're absolutely welcome.
That's
I
hilarious.
balanced everything.
I know. Okay, this is officially Daniel. The best tips we have for club fitting are on a video we made titled "How to Get the Most Out of Your Club Fitting." Looks like you're going to Cool Clubs, which is
Nice.
great.
Yep.
I think Ian would approve of
I
that
would
decision.
approve of that. I would approve of that.
Yeah, search that video. It's only 15 minutes long. It's a good one.
All right,
It is a
so
good one.
I see another call for bucket hats here. We need to set a pre-order for bucket hats, and if we get to a certain number, we will get some bucket hats.
Okay, what's that number?
What do you think? Do we need to get to 20 bucket hats?
Yeah, a manufacturer's not going to ask for more than 25 to get it logoed. Like Galvin would do it.
There's probably Levelware probably have one.
Johnny Wong's new Summit
Yeah.
Brands has a nice one. All right, we'll set something up
So-
for bucket hats.
let us know. Yeah, send us. How can we do this?
I'll make it happen. Don't worry. Write me a note. I can set up a pre-order, but the
Okay.
problem is I can't show what it looks like.
Go on to if you want to pre-order a TXG bucket hat, go
is the
to
best.
Instagram
This is
and
the best.
do hashtag pre-order bucket hat.
Hashtag pre-order bucket hat. Well, how
Right.
about just hashtag TXG bucket hat?
TXG bucket. There you go. TXG bucket hat.
Just a gentle
And,
suggestion.
and Bandit isn't allowed to do it 14 times. And Whisker does it the other 10. And
I love it. Leave it in a comment. You don't have to make a post.
hashtag TXG bucket hat.
You can do a story, leave it in
Whatever.
a comment, whatever you want to do. And you can do it on YouTube too, because YouTube supports hashtags as
Okay.
well.
Good.
Last one. Steve-O, yes. We did it again today.
There you go.
Nemesis was featured in the... What video? Oh my God.
It was in the
Cobra?
It wasn't Cobra.
Jeez,
Yeah,
my
Cobra
memory.
because we put a little extra head weight in there.
You will see it this week, Steve-O.
Yep.
So yes, we did.
Okay,
Okay,
guys, out.
we have to go.
We got to hit the road.
But appreciate
Thanks
everyone
everyone
tuning
for joining us.
This is
We're not going to
in. Leave 4 months by the next one.
Yeah, I know.
We will try to do one on a regular basis.
Yeah. Rufus is saying, good idea, have someone to read the questions so they can fire them at you. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, usually Brandon stays, he just had to go to the Leaf game, which
Yes.
we support. Palm Springs Spinners, thank you. Appreciate that. Nice of you.
Okay, guys.
All right, we'll see you guys
Have a great week.
next time. Thanks for tuning in. Done this so long, where's the off button? There it is.